Welcome to SKRI Mentors. In this class, I will start the geomorphic process topic. What is the geomorphic process first? What is geomorphic? Okay, morph means form, change, form. Geo means earth form. Earth form, there is getting changed. If you take earth, earth is not uniformly at a uniform height. It is having various heights. And it is also true that earth surface keep changing. It is not constant. For example, Everest is there, it is keep changing. This is very dynamic. Earth surface is very dynamic means keep changing. Static means constant. No, it is not constant. Earth surface is not constant, it is keep changing. For example, if you take Aravallis, these are the mountains. These mountains might be very having some height greater than what at present, but over a period it is going some processes, geomorphic processes. It is undergoing, it is keep changing. That is what so here you will find, you can say here, all processes, okay, all processes of endogenetic and exogenetic. Endogenetic means below the surface, that is within the earth. Exogenetic means on the surface of the earth. Endo means in, generation means generating, origin. Okay, origin below earth. Exo means X means out, exogenetic, or origin uh, on the surface of the earth. Okay, these two processes, endogenetic, exogenetic process, these two processes together we call geomorphic process. So the earth surface is changed not only because of the processes happening on the earth surface. No, there is happening inside earth also some. For example, volcano is coming. For example, when these volcanoes are forming some rock formations, some landforms on the earth surface, okay, in the ocean floor. So these things are keep changing the earth surface. So endogenetic, exogenetic process, two processes are there. So here geomorphic process, I drawn this diagram, you see carefully. Geomorphic processes. Okay, these are endogenetic, these are endogenetic. Okay, these are endogenetic means happening inside earth, endogenetic, inside earth. These are exogenetic means on the surface of the earth. This is below surface, this is exo, on the on the surface. All exogenetic process together are called denudation process. Denudation means simply removing the layer of the earth, like that. Denudation, exogenetic process. So if you take endogenetic, it is three type. Tectonic. Tectonic means building construction, like, okay, building, building form, building land form. That is tectonic. Tectonic. Okay, building mountain. Okay, if you want to form, that is tectonic. You have to go. Then isostasy and eustatic movements. Isostasy and eustatic movements. These are endogenetic forces. So again, tectonic are divided again epirogenic and orogenic. Epirogenic and orogenic. Actually, endogenic, here you will get diastrophic, catastrophic. Okay, this is missing here. Okay, in diastrophic means these are the slow movements. Okay, diastrophic, these three are the diastrophic movements, whereas catastrophic movements are there. Okay, earthquakes, volcanoes, earthquakes and volcanoes. So endogenetic process is divided into two. Diastrophic. Diastrophic means slow movements. You cannot recognize them, you cannot observe them. It is very tough to observe them. Whereas catastrophic means these are very fast. For example, earthquake, very fast. Volcano, very fast. It is not slow. You can observe these things. Whereas diastrophic means slow. For example, tectonic. We will study this plate tectonic theory later. You will understand. This tectonic, these plates on the, if you take lithosphere, I told, lithosphere is the hard layer on the earth. This there are many plates. This lithosphere, what is the hard layer? It is not one single plate. This is divided into various number of plates. It is broken into number of plates. So when these plates are moving, okay, actually these plates are moving now, but we cannot notice them because these are very slow. Okay, only few centimeters. They will keep moving. So here tectonic movements means epirogenec and orogenic. We will discuss what is orogenic. Okay, epirogenec means here land will, for example, this is the land. Okay, your okay, one part keeping here, one part lifting. This is upliftment. Okay, okay, this is upliftment. There is subsidence also. Okay, this is the earth. So some part is going down. Subsidence. That is epirogenic. Epirogenic means continent building. We call epirogenic continent. Epiro means continent. Oro means mountain. Orogenic means here mountain building. Okay. Okay. Mountain building. These are mountain building. Oro means mountain. Oro means mountain. Oro means mountain. So then if you come to exogenetic process, okay, this is very simple. Here three types remember. Weathering, erosion and mass wasting. Weathering, erosion, mass wasting. Weathering, erosion, mass wasting. Yeah. And for weathering, how what are the things it is influenced by? These are the forces or process, gravitational, molecular stress, and chemical actions. For erosion, kinetic energy, that is transportation, it requires. For mass wasting, gravity is the main force. Mass wasting, gravity. Mass wasting, gravity. This we will study in detail in later. So first you come to endogenetic process. What is the source of the energy or source of energy, or what is the heat? For source of heat, what is the source of heat? There is earth primordial heat, means when earth formed, that heat, earth did not lost has not lost all the heat. Okay, still some heat is there within the earth. So that heat is the reason. That heat is the reason. For example, if you take this is earth, there is asthenosphere here. Okay, here magma is coming. Okay, this magma, why? Because of there is heat, a lot of heat inside this magma only, causing these volcanoes. Okay, these volcanoes. So the earth's primordial heat is the one and radioactivity is the one. So they simply ask question, what is the source of heat or energy for endogenetic processes? They can give earth primordial heat, okay, like that. Radioactivity, one or two, neither, like that. Then endogenetic movements we will go. These are two, diastrophic and catastrophic. Diastrophic are slow movements, catastrophic are fast. Example, earthquake, volcano. Slow means these are three, tectonic, isostasy, and eustatic movement. Eustatic movement. So first diastrophic, here it is given slow and continuous for long time. You cannot observe them. You can find, but can find by evidences. There are three types: tectonic, diastrophic. D means here diastrophic. Okay, tectonic movement. Tectonic movement means here mountain. It can be continent building or it can be mountain building. Okay, continent building is the epirogenic. Oro means I told mountain. So orogenic means mountain building. So tectonic movements two types: epirogenic, orogenic. What is epirogenic? Continent building movement. What is orogenic? Mountain building movement. Oro means mountain. Oro means mountain. Epiro means continent. For example, this is the earth. When this magma is hitting the surface, okay, this magma is coming like this. Okay, this is coming like this. Okay, and here going down, and somewhere here coming here, coming down. Okay, like that it will continue. Okay, there is a rising at one place. When it is rising, it is again coming down here. Okay, like this circles, it will keep moving. Okay, let me draw neatly somewhat. So, yeah, you take this is like this, it is coming. Okay. So this is the radial force. This is what we call radial force. Okay, this is what is called radial force. Radial force. Okay, when it is going and hitting this one, for example, this will shift here. Okay, this is upliftment. Upliftment. Similarly, when this is going down, if it is being pulled down, okay, this is subsidence. What we call upliftment means going above that surface. Subsidence means that is sinking that surface. Okay, like that it will form the landforms. That is epirogenic. Continent building. Continent means land. There is mountain building, orogenic movement also. That is the tangential force. Tangential means this horizontal one. Okay, this horizontal one. That horizontal one. Okay, for example, this is one plate. This is another plate. Okay, when these two are coming and colliding, okay, here they will form mountain. Here it will form mountain. Okay, for example, this orogenic, this mountain farming can be, for example, you remember, you listen somewhat carefully. There are plates. Okay, there are plates. Earth is not a single plate. There are many plates. There are many plates. So let's say this is one plate. Okay, this is single plate. You remember, this is single plate. You take. Now what happens? This magma is pushing this plate here and this plate here. Okay. For example, here the source of magma, it is coming like this, and here source of magma, it is coming like this. So when it is pushing, it will break. For example, it will break here. And it will break here. Okay, it can go upside that some part, some block, and it will remain like this. So when you see from here, it will look like mountain only. So this is what is called a block mountain. This is called block mountain. Orogenic. This is orogenic. Means mountain has formed. That's all. For example, if it is in hard rock, it will break and it will go like that. If it is soft rock, what will happen? It will fold like this. Okay, it will become mountain like this. Okay, this is when you are pushing two plates. When you are pushing two plates. Now let's say you are making these plates away. Okay, then what happens when this is moving away, when this is moving away, here whatever broken part will go down, it will go sink down. Now when you see from here, it will look like mountain. So this is called a block mountain. So you can form mountains. You can push the plates towards each other. You push the plates towards each other. It can form mountain. You can move the plates away. What is the broken part will sink down. Then also you can form the mountains. So that is what a tensional force means. You are pulling away. That is what we call normal fault. Normal fault. This is normal fault. Okay, you are pushing away. This is normal fault. Sorry, this is like this. You are coming now. Okay, this is reverse fault actually. This is normal fault. Okay, this is normal fault. So this is normal fault. This is the you are pushing against. So this is reverse. This is reverse fault. Fault means nothing but some crack. Fault means some crack, some break in the plate. Some break in the plate. Then whatever broken block will sink down if you are pulling away the plates. Okay, you take plates and take them away. Then broken part will sink. Okay, sink. Why it will sink? There is asthenosphere in the interior of the earth, which is in liquid, which is in semi-solid state. That will keep melting this sink part of the uh, block of this lithosphere or this plate. So there is tensional force. Okay, there is means it is normal fault. This is leading to block mountain. There is compressional force means you are making the plates to come together. Then it is going to form the faulting. Okay, then also you will get the block mountain. But when you compress, sometimes it is if it is sedimentary rock like some soft rock, it will form fold mountains. Fold mountains. For example, Himalayas are the fold mountains. Okay, here Eurasian plate is there. Okay, here Indian plate is there. Okay, here Indian plate is there. Actually, this is going and hitting that plate. So here what will form? Fold mountains. That is Himalayas. That is Himalayas. Himalayas are the fold mountains. Himalayas are fold mountains because here two plates coming each other towards each other. Similarly, if you take Vindhya Satpura, they are block mountains. Okay, actually there is some crack happened, and whatever this block has been sink down here. Okay, and here what happened? Some valley has formed. In this valley, some river is flowing. That river is Narmada river. Okay, here Vindhya Satpura, and here Narmada river is flowing in between. Narmada river is flowing in between. So in tectonic movement, you remember two types: epirogenic, orogenic. Epirogenic means continent building. Orogenic means mountain building. In mountains, we study now block mountains, fold mountains. Block mountains, fold mountains. Okay, this difference only here I am given. Okay, block mountains when you can form, fold mountains when you can. Fold means definitely there should be only compressional. Okay. For example, you are pulling this rock like this rock like this. Then here fold will come? No, never. Okay, these are not elongated, not very long. For example, Vindhya Satpura you take, they are not very long. These are elongated, fold mountains. For example, if you take Himalayas will go up to northeast. It will form Jammu Kashmir and up to northeast they will go. Very lengthy, elongated. Okay, here Vindhya Satpura, these are the block mountains, and Narmada Rift Valley we call whatever that valley formed, that is Rift Valley. That sink, whatever sinked. Right. Okay, Vindhya Satpura, or we call Vindhya Satpura as block mountains, and in between there is sink part. Okay, the sink plate has been sinked. That is valley formed is called a Rift Valley. Similarly, there is Vosges in France in west and Black Forest in Germany in the east. In between, there is Rhine River Rift Valley, that is in Germany. Okay, so this is the Vosges, this is the Black Forest. In between, Rhine Valley is there. Okay, Rhine River Valley. These are discontinuous. Okay, discontinuous na, here one block, here one block, but here they will go continuous. If you take Himalayas, they are continuous. There is no blocks separations. So here folding types, remember, as a simple anticline means upward will be there, this like this. Syncline means downward will be there. Symmetric means here equal. Okay, like this, equal. Asymmetric means one side slope will be high, one side will be low, like that. Okay, asymmetric, symmetric, not equal either side. Overfold means somewhat go for more folding. Recommend means almost it will lie down, almost that much bending. And napping means there is complete bending, and another mountain also keep merging, coming and merging. Okay, that you can at the bottom of the Himalayas. Okay, Alps are there in Europe. You can find the nappy also. So anticline, these are folding: anticline, syncline, symmetrical fold, asymmetrical fold, overfold, recumbent fold. Recumbent means overfold. Then nappy means more than that. If it is coming, then it is nappy. Then types of fault also, normal fault. Okay, normal fault means you are pulling this to like this. Here in between there is graben. This is what called valley, rift valley, and host is a height, that is block mountain. H height you remember, G ground you remember, it will go down. Okay, host means the elevated part. Host is the elevated part. Graben is the lower part. This elevated part is the called block mountain. This lower part is called the rift valley. Rift valley. Similarly, reverse fault means here compressional force. Then transform fault is there. Transform fault or strike slip fault. Okay. For example, this plate is there. So some part moving like this, some part moving like this. Here some crack will happen. That is transform fault. Then after tectonic, I told in diastrophic movements, there is isostatic. This is balancing moment. For example, if you see the earth, there are some places there is mountain, some places there is plains. Okay, but this is lithosphere. This is solid layer. Okay, here asthenosphere is there. Asthenosphere, which is the weak semi-solid. This lithosphere is a floating in this asthenosphere. When this lithosphere is floating, actually whenever there is mountains, it will give more dense. So this balancing, whenever there is no mountain, it will somewhat lift. So like this, it balancing moment is called a isostatic moment. Isostatic moment, balancing moment of the lithosphere on the asthenosphere. Then eustatic moments means processes that add water to the ocean or to the sea level. Okay. For example, glaciers are melting. Okay. That is also a eustatic movement, you can say. For example, in ocean floor, okay, you take this is the ocean. Okay. There is one volcano has come outside. Okay, then sea level will increase now because here more land has come now. Okay. For example, you putting one stone, the level of the water will increase. That is what will happen when volcano coming. That is eustatic moment, you can say. That is eustatic moment. These two are not important. You have to remember mainly the tectonic impact. What are the tectonic? Two types: epiroganic, orogenic. Epiroganic, continent building. Okay, upliftment, subsidency. Orogenic, mountain building. Okay, you push the plates each other towards each other, or you pull the plates each other. That is compressional force, tensional, compressional. Tensional force, compressional force. So two types of mountains: block mountains, fold mountains. So block mountains, you remember example, Vindhya Satpura in India, and then Vosges and Black Forest in Europe. In Europe, then fold mountains. Okay, young fold mountains, Andes Rockies will come. Okay, Andes Rockies, then Himalayas, then Alps, then Atlas Mountains. Old fold mountains. Old fold means they form long back. They form long back. That is Appalachian and Aravalli. So Aravalli is the old fold mountains. Old fold mountains. That's why they are very less height because of erosion of the mountain. The mountain has been eroded. Then now you come to exogenetic process. Okay, that is endogenetic. We will discuss volcano and earthquake later. Then exogenetic. Exogenetic, what is the main energy we are getting? Sunlight. And the another one is the gravity. Exogenetic again two types: aggradation, degradation. Degradation means what? For example, one mountain is there. Okay, you degrade this one and you make the flat one. Okay, that is degradation. Okay. You converting that up elevated part. Okay, you are degrading that. Aggradation means, for example, there is one depression is there. Okay, you fill this one and you fill this one. That is aggradation. Aggradation. Okay, leveling of the surface by deposition is called aggradation. The breakdown of rock elevated region is called the degradation. For example, mountain is there. You break that and you make it flat. That is degradation. For example, some depression is there. You fill the deposition and you level it. That is aggradation. So aggradation that much only, but degradation is having again three types: weathering, erosion, and mass movement. Weathering, erosion, and mass movement. So what is weathering? So weathering means, for example, there is one mountain, and here you are breaking this, some rocks are there, and you are making small particles. This is weathering. Okay, in situ breakdown of the rocks. In situ means at that place only. You are simply breaking and you are putting there. This is happened naturally only. You no need to go and break because of sunlight, everything. This is in situ breakdown. That is weathering. In situ breakdown. That is weathering. This weathered material, for example, rain has come. This weathered material will keep flow down now. In flowing down, this will cut this some part. Okay, some part. Okay, this now this part is gone. Okay, this is called erosion. This is called erosion. This is weathering, where in situ breakdown. But this weathered material, for example, when flowing down, it will cut some part of the mountain. This cutting is called erosion. Sometimes, if some part of the mountain, entire mountain is coming down, okay, this is a mass wasting. Mass wasting. We call mass wasting. So, first we will see weathering. What is factors affecting weathering? This may be asked in MCQ. Which of the following factors affect weathering? Rock type and structure. For example, you take MR means metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock do not undergo weathering. Metamorphic rock do not undergo weathering. That is sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock means it is formed from sediments. Okay, from sediments has come, it has become converted to the rock. That will be having layers, porous will be there, and permeability will be there. So water can go easily into the sedimentary rock. So in that case, the sedimentary rock can go, weathering can be done easily in the sedimentary rock. That is, you go for metamorphic rock. Yeah, that is very tough. Metamorphic rocks are very hard. Okay, that is, weathering is not easy. Then slope and aspect. Okay, slope means, for example, high slope is there. Weathering will be very fast. Okay, weathering will be very fast because some gravity, everything will influence. And aspect means part of the slope. For example, here sunlight is coming, more rainfall is coming. Then weathering will be high. Here no sunlight, no rainfall. So weathering will not be there. Weathering means nothing but you are breaking the fragment. That's all. Rock and you converting into fragments. Then temperature. For example, more temperature is there. Then what will happen? The rock, for example, this is the rock. Okay, when temperature is there, during daytime it will expand. Okay, during night time it will shrink. So this expansion and compression, okay, rock will expansion and compress. In this process, it will break. That is what we call physical breakdown. Physical breakdown. Physically means, you can observe, and if you take dry areas, you see some rocks. There will be some cracks in the rocks. How these cracks are coming? That is coming naturally. During daytime, the rock will expand. During night time, it will condense. It will come. It will compress. Then in this process, over a period, what will happen? That rock will break down. Okay, like that, some layer will come out. Similarly, total rock, layer by layer, it will come cracks and it will weather. It will undergo weathering. It will undergo weathering. So temperature is very important, and there is chemical weathering. We call chemical weathering means through some chemicals. For example, limestone is there. Okay, that is chemical, some reaction, some chemical reaction will undergo. For example, in limestone areas, carbon dioxide, okay, when coming with water, it will form carbonic acid. Okay, this acid will change the rock, or it will break the rock. Okay, that is like undergoing weathering. Then water will also, high rainfall, weathering will be more. Low rainfall, weathering will be less. Then both physically, I told, and chemically. Physically and chemically. Frozen shattering means, I will tell this what is frozen shattering. For example, this is the rock. Okay. Let's say here small water has been stored. Okay. Now what happened in cold climates? This water will now freeze. When it is freezing, it will expand. Okay, for example, water when freeze, its volume will increase. Its volume will increase. Okay, then what will happen? The rock will slowly start cracking. Okay, ultimately this rock will convert. Okay, shattering means it will become very small piece. Okay, for example, glass shatters. We say glass shatters. When glass fall down, it will broke into piece. Similarly, frozen shattering. Okay, when water is storing, it will converting into ice in night time or in winter time. It will expand. It will make cracks. That is what a frost shattering. Okay, we call this also frost wedging. Okay, wedging means like this. First you give one crack. Shattering means like this. Okay, first wedging will be there, small, and then shattering will be there. Then biological factors also, roots, organisms, okay, animals also. We also we also doing mining everything. Okay, we also reason where even animals also. For example, burrowing, etc. Even roots of the plants. When plants are undergoing rocks during wherever rocks are there, you see when root is the roots can break the rock. Okay. Similarly, time. If more time you are giving, it will go undergo weathering more. Weathering. Okay. If it is less time you are giving, it will not undergo weathering that much faster. So what are the factors means? So rock type is important. Rock nature is important. Then slope is important. If it is high slope, it will undergo weathering. If it is less slope, not that much. Then temperature, expansion and contraction, the rock will break. Then water also, high rainfall, it will melt the rock. Then biological factors, plants, animals, microorganisms. Then time. Okay. So here some weathering is enhanced by the climate, rainfall, temperature, etc. Weathering is enhanced by high temperature, high rainfall. Okay. Loose broken rock layers are called regolith. Okay. This will read in soil profile. Then lahars are debris flow largely of volcanic material from flanks. This is wherever volcanic material are there. Okay, their mass wasting. Okay, part of mass wasting, that is debris flow. That is lahar. Lahar means you simply remember. Regolith means broken particles, rock particles or rock fragments, broken rock fragments. Then weathering is again three types: physical weathering, chemical weathering, biological weathering. Biological means organisms, plants, animals, microorganisms. They will change the plant nature, rock nature. They will break the rock. They will make the rock to undergo weathering. Chemical means some chemical reaction. Some chemical reaction will be happening. For example, CO2 mixing with the H2O water, it is forming carbonic acid. For example, you might have heard Taj Mahal, that color or whatever that building color is going like that. The marble, whatever, that is weathering because of this acid rain. CO2 plus H2O creates acid rain. Then physical weathering means you simply breaking the rock. There is no chemical change. You take the rock, you simply break it as many parts as possible. That is physical weathering. You are not touching the rock, chemical reaction, nothing is there. That is physical weathering. That is physical weathering. So you have to remember these factors affecting weathering. Second most important thing is types of weathering. What are types? Physical, chemical, and biological weathering. Physical weathering is also called mechanical weathering. Okay. Here, without any change in the chemical constituent of the rock, you are not changing the chemical constituents of the rock. You are simply taking the rock and you are simply breaking into as many fragments as possible. That is physically breaking down. Okay, you are just you take chocolate and you take the chocolate, you break as many parts as possible. That is simply you are breaking. That is, if you take chocolate and you doing some, you putting in water and something you doing, that is you changing it chemically. Okay. So here in physical, what are the factors? Temperature I told, thermal expansion. Expansion means when daytime the rock will expand. During nighttime the rock will compress. Okay, this process, if you repeat the rock, ultimately the rock will broke. The rock will broke. For example, if you take this is the rock, okay, okay, over time what will happen? These layers and layers will go. Okay, finally this will remain. Okay, very small part. These layers all broken. Okay, you can observe when you go near rocks, you can observe this thing. Okay, this is what we call exfoliation. Okay, foliation means layers, X means out, layers it is removing. Then frost action. Frost means I told when water is going into the rocks, this water when converted into ice, the volume will increase. This volume will break the rock. Okay, and similarly there is abrasion, etc. Abrasion means you are hitting the surface with something. Okay, for example, wind is taking some dust particles and hitting the rock, then it will go undergo weathering. For example, river is going and hitting the rock or hitting, then that rock will keep eroding. Similarly, ice. Similarly, glacier. For example, glacier is moving on the rock or on the hill. Then this ice will break that rock. This ice will break that rock. So these things, temperature, frost action, then abrasion. These three things you remember. Means you simply apply logic. In how many ways I can break the rock? In how many ways I can break the rock? Temperature, yes, you apply. Frost, yes, water freezing and thawing. What we call freeze thaw we call. Okay. Freeze means becoming ice. Okay. Thaw means it is melted. Okay. Repeated freeze thawing, that also will happen. Break the rock. Then abrasion, wind, water and ice. Wind, water and ice. They also by repeated actions, continuous action, they will break the rock. Okay. Then it is more pronounced in desert area. That is arid and cold. Sorry, not arid and cold. This is more prominent in desert areas wherever hot. Okay, because temperature is main important for this physical breakdown. And the types, remember, frost shattering I told. The freeze thaw. This cycle ultimately breaking the rock into small pieces. That is shattering. Glass shattering, we say. Small glass is converting to small when fall down. That is glass shattering. Similarly, frost shattering the rock. That is weathering. Then this is freeze thaw. We call this is in glacial regions. Wherever glacial regions is there, there is freeze thaw. Okay, freeze thaw, frost shattering, mostly same only. Then pressure release. For example, there are some big rocks are there. Okay. For example, you remove these rocks. Then some rocks underground is there. Here, whatever pressure now it is released. Okay. Now what will happen? This rock will expand now. Okay. In the process, it will break. Okay. That is what pressure release. When upper layers of rocks undergo weathering, then pressure on lower rocks gets released and these rocks break down. That is what pressure release. Then exfoliation I already told. Okay, by repeated temperature expansion and contraction, the upper layers of the rocks will break down and be removed. That is what exfoliation. Okay, the result is what exfoliation. Domes, we remember. Dome means you remember. Dome means like this shape. You can find in Taj Mahal. Then block disintegration, granular disintegration, frost action. These are the types. Block disintegration means the this rock will convert into small blocks. Okay, granular means small particles. The rock will convert into small particles. That is granular disintegration. So exfoliation, I told here, due to exfoliation will happen because of temperature. It will happen because of pressure release also. That is called sheeting. Okay, that is called sheeting. Exfoliation can be pressure due to pressure release due to temperature change also. Okay, that is physical weathering. That is physical weathering. Next, chemical weathering. Chemical weathering means you are changing the composition of the chemical constituent of the rocks. You are changing. You are, for example, acid rain. It is changing the rock composition, chemical composition. Here, what are the agents? Means water, oxygen, carbon dioxide. carbon dioxide, for example, carbonic acid will form with the CO2. This will melt the rock or erode the rock or weather the rock. Then oxygen, oxidation reduction. Oxidation. Oxidation means adding oxygen. Reduction means removing oxygen. Then water also. Okay, for example, dissolution. Some rocks will dissolve in the water. So this chemical weathering, water is main important. So it will happen in humid regions. It will happen in humid regions. Okay, and mostly take place on the surface of the earth. Agents I already told. Then types of chemical weathering, very important. Carbonation. Carbonation means that CO2 plus H2O, water mixing with, then carbonic acid is forming. Then this is melting. Oxidation, adding oxygen, reduction, removing oxygen. Then hydration means water will absorb. For example, you put sponge in water, it will hydrate. That is hydration. Hydrolysis means water will break down. For example, you put sugar in the water. That is hydrolysis, you can say. Means here water is breaking or dissolving that whatever the material you given. Dissolution also same dissolving. Simply putting sugar and it dissolved, or putting salt, it dissolved. So these are the types or process involved in the chemical weathering. So this carbonation or carbonic acid is prominent in karst topography. It is karst topography, where karst topography is prominent in limestone areas, in dolomite areas, or wherever there is chalk. Okay, chalk or gypsum, whatever. So limestone, wherever it is available, there karst topography is found. Here main process is carbonation. Here what happens, CO2 forms carbonic acid and it is melts with these rocks rich in limestone, results in the formation of karst topography. Then oxidation, I told, adding oxygen. Okay, for example, iron rich, it is possible. For example, you put any iron metal outside, it will rust. That is nothing but oxidation. Then hydrolysis mainly occurs in igneous rocks. This is the fact you have to remember. Hydrolysis mainly in igneous rocks. Hydrolysis mainly in igneous rocks. Then biological weathering, I told, there are plants also. For example, roots growing into the rocks and breaking. Then microorganisms also. Okay, microorganisms also breaking. Then animals burrowing, etc. Okay, animals burrowing, etc. That is true. So these are the types of weathering. Okay, we have seen what are the factors affecting weathering and then types of weathering. Okay. Then you come to erosion, I already told. Okay, erosion, I will brief. For example, here one rock is there, here only breakdown. It is not moving anywhere. This is what weathering. For example, if rain comes and this material is moving down, in the process it will cut this area. Okay, this is called erosion. Yeah. So weathering provides sediment only. Okay, higher weathering, higher erosion. Yeah, okay, correct only. Because if weathering means there is more fragments of rock, then when rain coming, it will go and it will cut more area. That is higher weathering will be there. So rock type and structure also affect the erosion. And the five major agents means wind, water, all that. Wind, water, glaciers, okay, river water, coastal waters. All this will affect the erosion. Okay, same as weathering almost. Then types of erosion. Okay, there is abrasion means, for example, one surface is there, you hit that surface repeatedly. That is rubbing. You are rubbing that. That is abrasion. If you do this rubbing in the water, that is like in reverse. That is called corrosion. CORRA, not corrosion, corrosion. Then attrition. Attrition means breakdown by friction among the particles. Okay, this is one rock and water is coming and hitting. Okay, this is the abrasion. There are some particles, they are moving in water. Okay, now what will happen? These keep hitting each other. Okay, among them. Then what will happen? They will break down, small particles. Okay, that is what attrition. Okay, for example, big particles are undergoing attrition. Okay, it will convert into small particles and they convert still small like that. That is attrition. Attrition means small particles they are colliding each other. Then corrosion means rusting action, oxidation reaction, chemical action. Then hydraulic action means, for example, there is a waterfall. Okay, when waterfall is there, here hydraulic action means here hitting the rock and cutting down this place. Okay, this is what hydraulic action. Then deflation means wind. For example, here some sand is there. Okay, wind is coming. This wind is taking this sand and this is placing somewhere. Okay, this is what plucking. Sorry, deflation. This is what deflation. That is what deflation. So wind deflation means related to wind. Wind is taking some sand and it is placing somewhere. That is deflation action. Deflation. Then plucking. Plucking is in glacial areas. For example, on the surface, when big glacier is moving, okay, if any rocks are there, anything is there, it will pluck out. Pluck means simply remove those rocks or make them to weather. Weather means eroding, breaking down into small fragments. That is types of erosion. So you simply remember the difference only. What is abrasion? What is attrition? What is attrition? What is corrosion? Okay, what is corrosion? Okay, corrosion means nothing but abrasion only. Then hydraulic action, deflation related to wind, plucking related to glacial regions. Then mass movements. Okay, mass movements. You remember when large scale weathered material, okay, that is under the influence of gravity. Okay, mass wasting means you have to remember gravity. Okay, what is the reason, what is the cause for mass movement? Mass movement is large scale movement of down the slope. Okay, for that mainly important one is the gravity. Okay, so where gravity will be there? In mountainous areas only. What are the causes? It may be natural or anthropogenic. Natural, natural means there will be high rainfall, high temperature, high rainfall will be there. When high rainfall is there, then landslides etc will come. That may be the natural. Okay, maybe removal of vegetation, maybe some natural forest fires will happen. That is also natural. Mass movement may happen. Okay, there are many natural reasons, but anthropogenic also very very important. For example, deforestation. There is one mountain, you are removing the forest. Now when rain is coming, it will cutting and the soil now is become loose and this is cutting and this soil moving down the slope. That is nothing but mass movement. Mass movement. For example, recently in Wayanad there is one mass movement happened. Okay, that is anthropogenic. Many causes. Grazing also. Animals, people taking animals and they are grazing them. Okay, so anthropogenic means you can say deforestation. Okay, deforestation and grazing. Okay, sorry, grazing. Okay, deforestation is there, grazing is there. Okay, and mining is there. If you are doing mining, you have to remove the forest and you are doing mining. Then also there is mass movement chance is there. And then infrastructure development. For example, in mountain you are constructing the road. For that road you have to cut some part of the mountain. A railway line you are building, you have to cut some part. If any other development activity which is disturbing the mountain, you should not disturb the mountain. The moment you disturb the mountain, the mass movement is going to happen. So where mass movements are going to? Himalayas, because there is more slope also. There is more slope plus there is rainfall also. Then northeast region, Western Ghats, then some parts of Aravalli and then some parts of Eastern Ghats. Himalayas, Western Ghats. For example, Himalayas, what is the reason? One extra reason is there. There is tectonic. I told Eurasian plate and Indian plate are coming towards each other and forming Himalayas. So Himalayas are tectonically built. So these Himalayas, there is mass movement. One more A reason for mass movement is the tectonic plate movement. So types of mass movements is the important. This is the important. This may be the asked in the exam. There is slow movement. Rapid means fast movement. Slow means soil creep. Creep means it is moving very slow. You cannot observe it. Then solifluction also slow mass movement. Solifluction, there is fluid also. Soil plus some fluid and it is moving slowly. Then rapid means landslide is rapid. Okay. It's very rapid, you can say. Mountain slope collapse and slide stuff. There is one slump called, it is the type of landslide. Okay, where in which several units or several blocks of the rock is coming down with the backward rotation with respect to slope. That is what is slump. Slump is also type of landslide, but there is a backward rotation of this debris or whatever that fragmented rock, weathered rock is moving down. That is rapid movement. Landslide is very important. And support slump. If no rotation is there, that is called debris. Debris slide. Debris slide also landslide only, part of landslide only. Then earth flow means a big unit, a larger unit of the earth. Okay, for example, most part of the earth is coming down. Okay, in the tongue shape form. Okay, tongue shape means at higher heights it will be broad. When it is coming, when you see at lower, it will be somewhat width is somewhat less. Then mud flow, adding water, everything. Okay. Then rock slide, rock fall means one rock is there on mountain that is falling down. Okay, that is rock slide, rock fall. Then one concept, talus screes, these are pieces of rocks at the bottom of a rock fall or bottom of the mountain. Okay, talus or screes means you remember piece of rocks at the bottom of the mountain. Okay, not a rock fall, bottom of the mountain, bottom of the mountain. Then angle of repose. Angle of repose means, for example, one sediment is there, at what angle it should be so that it will not come down. It will be keep stable. For example, some rocks are there, some slope is stable. Okay, then what must be the angle for that slope to be stable? That is angle of repose. Angle of repose is also called angle of rest. Angle of repose is also called angle of rest. Okay, so this one is the today's topic. So this is you make notes along with me, so you will understand easy clearly. So geomorphic we have started. Geomorphic process. These are two. Endogenetic, exogenetic. Endogenetic means inside earth. These are again two. Diastrophic, catastrophic. Okay, these are again various are there. Okay, we will study earthquake and volcano later. Catastrophic means very sudden. Even tsunamis also. Okay, those tsunamis is not the endogenetic. Okay, tsunamis will not come. So earthquake, volcano. Then diastrophic we have again three here. Tectonic. Diastrophic means slow. Catastrophic means fast. So tectonic. Then isostasy. Then eustatic. These are not important. You remember this tectonic only. Okay, this tectonic again two. Epirogenic. Epirogenic means continent building. Orogenic means mountain building. Then we studied block mountains. Okay, versus fold mountains. Okay, then we studied example also. Then we have come to exogenetic. Exogenetic we have three. Weathering, erosion, mass wasting. Weathering, erosion, mass wasting. So weathering we have studied what are the factors. Okay, nature of the rock, slope of the mountain, temperature, rainfall, time. All these are the factors for the weathering. Means what factors will increase weathering or decrease weathering. Then erosion. Okay, this weathered material when it is transported from one place to another place, In between, in the process, it will erode the some part of the mountain. Okay, that is what is called erosion. Okay, and erosion types we have seen abrasion, okay, attrition, like that. Then mass wasting. Okay, here we have seen mass wasting means landslide we have seen, then earth flow, then mud flow. Okay, landslide, earth flow, mud flow, and then rock fall. In landslide only we have seen debris slide or slump debris slide. Okay, so this is the topic. Okay, you listen carefully, uh, because this is very conceptual. Otherwise, you will forget. They will ask in the exam types of weathering also. Here I forgot here types of weathering. Types of weathering. This is repeatedly asking in exams. For example, what is frost shattering, frost wedging? Chemical weathering is prominent in dry or humid climate. Chemical weathering means some reaction to be happen. So it is happen in humid areas. Physical is dry areas. Physical means there is compaction, there is contract, expand, contract. That phenomena will happen. For example, then what is difference between hydration and hydrolysis? Hydration means you putting some sponge and it is absorbing the water. That is hydration. Hydrolysis means that is breaking the rock. That is dissolve. You put water. You put sugar in the water. It will dissolve. That is hydrolysis. Breaking the rock. Hydrolysis. Then oxidation reduction. These are also chemical reactions. Oxidation, add oxygen. Reduction, remove oxygen. There is a reduction of the oxygen. Similarly, carbonation. Carbonation means water mixing with the CO2 forming carbonic acid. And this carbonic acid, if you go through in limestone regions, it will form the karst topography. Very important. In land forms, we will study karst topography later in later classes. So all these things will be asked in the exam. Okay, thank you.